Hey, this is Louis from AFE. Today we're going to be installing our Momentum GT intake on this Wagoneer. It also fits the Grand Wagoneer, the Ram 1500, as long as it has a Hurricane engine, whether it's a low or high output. Alright, we're going to start off by removing the engine cover. There is a 13mm nut that we need to remove, so let's get into it. So nut. And we're going to pull up on the cover, removing it from the grommets, and carefully pull it off. Alright, so now we're going to remove this coolant line. We're going to remove it from the retaining clips. Simply pull up on it, release it, pull up on it, and then go ahead and tuck this behind the oil neck. Now we're going to remove these clips that hold the MAP sensor harness. And we're going to disconnect the MAP sensor as well. Now we're going to remove the screw that's holding down our intake tube. We're going to use a 10mm socket. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And it looks something like this. Now we're going to loosen up our two clamps holding our intake tube. We're going to use an 8mm nut driver. Loosen the one on the throttle body and loosen up the one attached to the airbox. Now what we're going to do is going to pull back the tube right here, and we're going to gently pull up on it, releasing it from the grommet, and then we're going to remove it from the vehicle. Now we're going to remove the airbox. So simply grab the airbox firmly and go ahead and pull up and release it from the pegs, just like that. We're going to take our factory housing. We're going to remove these 4 grommets. Now we're going to transfer them over to our AFE power housing. And we're going to install the provided bump stop right here. Just like that. We're going to go ahead and install the housing into our vehicle. We're going to make sure that the grommets sit on top of the mounting pegs. We're going to push down on it to secure it like that. Now we're going to install our filter. We're going to line up the markings, and then we're going to rotate the filter clockwise to lock it in. All right, we're going to transfer these grommets over to our AFE power tube. So we're going to go ahead and remove this metal sleeve off the factory tube. We're going to install it here. Add the sleeve, and then there's one more grommet. Remove that. And then we would just install it here on the bottom. Now we're going to install the provided clips that will hold our MAP sensor harness. And this is what it looks like complete. Now we're going to transfer our MAP sensor over to our other AFE tube. So we're going to use a T20 to unscrew the factory screws. We're going to transfer over to our tube, and we're going to secure it with the provided screws using a T20 Torx driver, just like that. Now we're going to install this coupler onto our throttle body with the number 64 clamp. Go ahead and tighten it up at this point with a 8mm nut driver. And we're going to go ahead and pre-install this, but do not tighten it up yet. All right, we're going to go ahead and slide the intake tube into our coupler. First, we're going to rotate down and make sure it sits in the mounting peg. We're going to go ahead and push down. We're going to install our screw we removed earlier. We're going to screw it in. And we're going to go ahead and tighten it up using a 10mm socket. All right, now we're going to go ahead and tighten up this clamp right here using an 8mm nut driver. Now we're gonna install our other coupler on this end of the intake tube. All right, then we're gonna grab our intake tube that has the map sensor on it. We're gonna go ahead and put it into the coupler first, and then slide it into the air filter. Make sure the tube sits in there well. All right, once it's on there, we wanna make sure the map sensor is pointing straight up. Once the orientation's correct, we wanna tighten up all of our clamps. We're gonna go ahead and place the harness inside those clips we pre-installed earlier. And we're gonna go ahead and reconnect our map sensor. And now we're gonna reinstall our coolant line onto the tube. We're gonna go ahead and reinstall our engine cover. Make sure it sits properly in all the grommets. And then we're gonna go ahead and reinstall our 13mm nut. And we're gonna go ahead and secure it. Just like that. All right, now that our installation's complete, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys a sound clip. Thank you guys for choosing AFE Power. We'll see you guys next time.